Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 23rd International Sexual Olympiad, broadcasting from Stockholm. I'm Joan McKay, and this is my partner, Tommy Wills.
Howdy.
Tonight, we're proud to present you with blow-by-blow coverage of the first night's action.
That's right, Joan, and exciting action it should be. Things have changed so much on the international sexual scene since the last Olympiad in Paris. There are expectations of spectacular performances from the Polish, Czech, and Hungarian teams.
Indeed, East European impotence seems to be a thing of the past, though it is true that most teams will be wiped out by the Italians in the preliminaries.
But, Joan, you've got to remember, these are young Eastern European teams. The average age of the women on these teams is only 22. In 8 years, the Italians will be looking over their shoulders.
Wait a second. I just got the signal. The missionary position compulsories are about to begin, and the Irish are taking the floor.
Oh, God, why do they bother?
Tom.
Why do they bother?
It'll only be a minute. Don't get testy. Appreciate the effort.
Come on, it's like watching the ski team from Barbados.
Quiet. Team Ireland is taken to the floor. They're heading toward the bed. They're getting closer. They're within striking distance of the bed. But wait, something's wrong. They've stopped. They've stopped just 10 feet short of the bed. And they've turned to the judges. And they're
holding hands, you boob.
What?
Don't you know Irish foreplay when you see it?
Oh, my God.
Haha, what did I tell you? The ski team from Barbados?
Quiet. Next, in the missionary compulsories, the team from Latvia.
Now, this ought to be good. 50 years of repression all coming to an end here today. Reminds me of my junior prom.
Little is known about the Latvian team, or any of the Baltic teams for that matter, and even less is known about Moldavia. As you know, none of these teams has participated since the 10th Olympiad.
Hey, let's face reality. Little Latvia is here to show the Russians that it can kick butt when it isn't in bondage.
So true.
And it's precisely because of their bad experiences with bondage that they aren't expected to do too well in that event. Let's go down to the floor.
The Latvians have just entered to a standing ovation. The crowd is absolutely wild. They've assumed the position. And oh my God, we haven't seen anything like that here today. The expressiveness, the grace, the joy in what is just a compulsory event.
Look!
Oh my God!
I don't believe it!
Neither do I!
Have you ever seen anything like it?
Never!
They've gone to freestyle in the compulsories. The crowd is on its feet. If the earth wasn't moving for the Latvians before, it sure is now. Fantastic and well-deserved. Give that man a cigarette.
I sure would have loved to have seen a 10 in there, but I think the freestyle ad-lib cost a point.
My God, from compulsory requirements straight into freestyle. I tell you, it says something about the Latvians of today.
Tom, there's no question that sports events like these are a metaphor for the world. And now, for the first time in over 50 years, the United German team enters the bedroom.
Joan, I've said it before, and I don't care who quotes me on this. This combined German team is not ready. Their approaches are different. Their coaching was totally different.
Shh. And now, formerly of the East German team, here comes Helga!
Yeah, and slung over her shoulder is Hans, formerly of West Germany.
They're in place, and they're off. But wait, they can't seem to establish a pace.
Just as I predicted, the West Germans doing all of the work and the East Germans just lying there.
I don't think this is going to go very well for the new Germany. Bad break for the Germans. Well, that wraps it up for today. Please tune in tomorrow for the final round of the compulsories featuring the team from Saudi Arabia.
That ought to make the Irish look good.
Until then, good night.
Today's events have been brought to you by Biafran Bulldog Condoms, official condom of the 23rd Sexual Olympiad.
Hi, we're here outside the Johnsons' bedroom at the Ritzy Hilton Hotel to show you a little test. They don't know it, but we've replaced the Super Ace condom they ordered from room service with one made in Biafra. Let's listen in. Oh, good. I think they're done. Let's see if we can get their reaction. Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Johnson.
Oh, my God.
Oh, please be calm now. We've been recording this on our secret television camera.
Television?
Remember that Super Ace condom you ordered from room service? We replaced it.
Replaced it?
Yes, we replaced it with a brand new Biafran Bulldog condom.
Biafra. Isn't that the place with all the babies?
What did you think of it, Mr. Johnson?
It was like kissing my sister.
And you, Mrs. Johnson?
I'm not Mrs. Johnson.
Well, there you have it, folks, the brand new Biafran Bulldog condom. It's like kissing your sister. And remember, it's half as effective at half the cost.
Half as effective? Oh, man, I'm charging you double. If I'm pregnant,
If you're pregnant, forget about that. My middle name's going to be Penicillin.
Remember, the new Biafran Bulldog condom. It lets you play for half the pay. This is Quotation Corner, wherein we present famous quotations from then and now.
We shall go on to the end. We shall fight in France. We shall fight on the seas and oceans. We shall fight with growing confidence and strength in the air. We shall defend our island, whatever the cost may be. We shall fight on the beaches. We shall fight on the landing grounds. We shall fight in the fields and in the streets. We shall fight in the hills. We shall never surrender. Winston Churchill, 1940.
Well, I guess we kicked a little ass tonight. George Bush, the Bush-Ferrero debates, 1984.
With malice toward none, and charity for all, with firmness in the right, as God gives us to see the right, let us strive to finish the work that we are in, to bind up the nation's wounds, to care for him who shall have borne the battle, and for his widow and his orphan, to do all which may achieve and cherish a just and lasting peace for ourselves and with all nations. Abraham Lincoln, 1865.
I will not eat my broccoli. George Bush, 1990.
I noticed there was some unusually heavy activity showing up on his account.
It was Christmas, and I hadn't seen my kids since the divorce. Tommy really had his heart set on one of those mountain bikes. The kind with knobby tires? I said sure. And well, Susie just wanted some clothes. Maybe a new sweater, a pair of jeans.
So I kept a very close eye on his account, it being Christmas and all. The charges kept piling in. As soon as he got a buck over his credit line, I'd cut him off completely. We're probably harder to deal with at Christmas than any other time of the year.
I couldn't believe it when the clerk said my credit had been denied. No bike, no new clothes, nothing. The kids were heartbroken. It was the worst Christmas I ever had, what with the divorce, and then this.
I mean, who do these people think we are? The Salvation Army? What do we know from Christmas? Bills is bills. Put up or shut up.
Where's the nearest bridge?
Citybunk. What do we know from Christmas? We're a band.
And now, Nature Notes, brought to you by...
Mean Peace.
Hi, I'm Martin Sheen's adopted son, and I'd like to speak to you for a moment on behalf of Mean Peace. Have you ever stopped to consider what life would be like if it wasn't for extinction?
What a day. A brontosaurus crapped in my garden.
I know how you feel. A Tyrannosaurus ate my Buick.
Childhood would be very different today if it weren't for extinction.
Tommy! Don't just look both ways crossing the street! Tommy! Look up! Tommy! God damn pterodactyl! Look, he's dropping him! Don't worry, we'll catch you.
Let me see your note, Sally.
Does this explain why you didn't bring your homework?
Yes, sir. A stegosaurus ate it.
Oh, and what is your sister's excuse?
He ate her, too.
God.
Without question, the world is a better place due to extinction. But we at Mean Peace are concerned. The list of endangered species is growing too short. Heroic efforts have been made to save birds like the giant condor. Ever see a condor? Ugly sucker, scare the bejesus out of you. It'd be no loss. I say, stuff one and kill the others. And in India, where people live in shacks and haven't got a pot to piss in, guess who's being protected? You got it, the Bengal tiger. The Bengal tiger has two talents. He eats people and makes a nice rug. Other than that, he should be on a shelf next to the dodo. In Florida, massive efforts have been made to save the alligator. Now they roam the backyards freely. The result? They surround the retirement condos and eat the poodles. An ugly thought, but you should know. We at Mean Peace feel selective extinction is needed and needed now. Through Mean Peace, you can adopt a hunter.
I am the NRA.
For only $2 a day, just the price of a pack of condoms, you can outfit a hunter with enough ammunition to kill 1 tiger, or 2 alligators, or up to 10 rattlesnakes. That's right, 10. And when you send in your donation to adopt a hunter, you'll be sent a picture of your hunter and a brief biography. Twice a year, your hunter will write letters to you, telling you of his progress. You and your hunter will form a real relationship.
Oh, listen to this, honey. Jack blew the ass off a cougar last week.
What a guy.
You can choose a hunter, or one will be assigned to you on the basis of need. But most importantly, you'll know that somewhere out there, someone will be wiping out one of God's mistakes, and you made it possible. So again, this is Martin Sheen's adopted son, urging you to please join now. Call our toll-free number at 1-800-EXTINCT. You'll be glad you did.
For more information on how you can endanger a species, please write to Gators for Gucci, the Bronx Zoo, New York, New York 10019.
I'll never forget it. It was a Saturday night at 10 o'clock and Dad's home respirator started to give out. I didn't have enough cash to replace it, so I called my Citibank 24-hour number in Chicago to get my credit extended. It was busy.
He was trying to reach my office, but I was talking to my sister Paula in Des Moines.
It rang and rang and rang. I was desperate. Dad was turning blue. True, he wasn't much more functional than a tomato, but Mom liked keeping him around.
My sister Paula is really a flake. Kind of a hippie, if you catch my drift. She heads the Save the Whales campaign in Des Moines. Come on, I mean, Des Moines hasn't seen a whale since the one that ate Geppetto.
So by now it's 11 p.m. and Dad's flopping around like a flounder. Mom's screaming, I'll lose his pension. My second wife's saying, if you think Mom's moving in with us, you got another thing coming.
You know what I mean. The Disney whale that swallowed Geppetto. What the heck was his name?
Finally, at midnight, she picked up the phone. My father's dead, I told her. She said,
What am I, a priest?
Mom's living with me now, my second wife has left, and Dad's buried in Pauper's lot number 32.
Darn it. What was the name of that whale?
Remember Citibank when your dad's flopping around like a flounder.
Tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock.
Tonight, 15 Minutes examines franchise daycare centers. Throughout America, these daycare centers are spreading faster than Pizza Hut. Industrialists are franchising childhood. Will these daycare children get culture? Will they believe in Ozzie and Harriet? Will they be able to pick their parents out of a lineup? 15 Minutes wanted to know the answers to these and other questions. Therefore, we present McBaby, the instant generation.
It's time to raise the babies. It's time to raise the babies.
Franchise daycare centers have striven for a positive image.
At McBaby, your child will have English nannies, Irish wet nurses, Rhodes Scholar teachers, and Jamaicans to teach them rhythm band.
But is that reality, or is this the future?
Welcome to McBaby. What will it be?
9 powder with rash.
9 powder with rash. Powder?
Yes.
Oil?
Sounds good.
Diapers?
Okay.
Cloth or plastic?
Plastic.
Okay, 9 powder with rash. Side of oil and powder are plastic buns. Next.
With us tonight is noted psychologist Dr. William Kidd.
Good evening.
Dr. Kidd, what is your greatest concern about McBaby daycare?
Well, I'm worried about babies bonding with their parents.
What exactly is bonding?
It's a process that lets a child distinguish between his father and a milkman.
Gotcha.
You see, these kids are like ducklings. They'll imprint on anything.
Extra, extra, read all about it. Baby bonds with Big Bird doll left in solarium. Read all about it. Extra, extra.
And what about bonding at McBaby?
Well,
We use proven psychological methods to guarantee parent-child identification. We're not raising carrots here.
but the truth is sometimes different.
Oh, you want bonding? No problem.
What the?
Bonding is guaranteed at McBaby. Watch. Daddy, mommy. See how simple?
What if I dye my hair?
We take another picture.
I like it.
What about bonding with an extended family?
That can be a real problem, especially with dysfunctional families.
Can we have bonding pictures of the grandparents?
Easily done.
The hell you will.
Why not?
Your mother would scare the crap out of the kid. God knows she scares the crap out of me.
Well, at least she raised me.
At least she raised me.
Great job, she did.
Yes, well,
You see, this bonding stuff raises serious questions. Too often parents expect places like McBaby to address deeper psychological concerns facing the family.
The man wears my nylon.
Oh!
I do not.
And he likes to be spanked. Imagine that, 40 years old and he likes to be spanked.
Please.
You want to know why I want daycare?
Yes, well,
You think I'm leaving my baby at home with Mr. Barbie doll here? No way, Jose.
I don't blame you.
You think I care about bonding? The hell with bonding. Just don't send me home a son who wears tiaras.
Please.
Can you guarantee that?
We guarantee sexual orientation, and I'll put it in writing.
Great. I'm not paying to raise no drag queen.
Especially one who wants to be spanked.
Tell me about it.
So sexual orientation is a concern.
No kidding, Jasper. You know, parents always say everything's fine as long as my baby's healthy and has 10 fingers and 10 toes. But in the back of their minds, what are they really thinking?
Oh my God, don't let them grow up to be a dill pickle?
Exactly.
And how can McBaby guarantee they won't grow up to be dill pickles?
What does McBaby care?
Hell, I'll be retired by then.
What about a religious upbringing for children at McBaby?
Well, these outfits used to leave religion to the parents. But nowadays,
Do you want your baby to have a religion?
Is that included?
Yep, this week only. What would you like?
What have you got?
Everything but Krishnas.
Well, I'm Episcopalian.
I'm Unitarian.
Hey, why not split the difference?
What, make him a Baptist?
Sure, why not?
Do they use incense?
Oh, goodness, no, never. They don't even believe in the sacraments.
Sounds good.
Do they have Christmas?
More or less.
Sign him up.
That all seems pretty shallow.
that's nothing. It gets worse.
And how about some values for the child?
Values?
Do you want your child to have any values?
Well, I'd like my child to share in some of my childhood experiences.
I swear you put that boy in a dress.
No, I'm talking cultural experiences.
How about our 50s program?
How does that work?
Okay, kids, Wally comes in the door and says, "Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Where's the beaver?" Okay, next, we love Lucy. I like Ike. Or we can put him through our 60s program. Ready? Far out. LSD. You can get anything you want
At Alice's restaurant, except in Alice.
Kill the pigs.
50s.
Good choice. Now, will this be a country or an urban child?
Country.
With urban insight.
Again, why not split the difference?
What, make him suburban?
Sure.
There'll be no busing.
Don't be silly. We don't even have Black Awareness Month. When we talk suburbs, we talk Westchester.
Wait a minute. How can McBaby provide a suburban experience?
You've heard of B.F. Skinner, yeah?
Mommy's going to take you for a walk in the stroller. Oh, look! There's the Good Humor truck. You want Mommy to play with you? I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle. Here is my spout.
It all seems pretty cynical.
Well, you know the motto at McBaby. What's the difference between a burger and a baby? You don't have to burp a burger.
Doctor, will these kids ever get to know Donna Reed and home-baked cakes?
Not very likely, as they come from parents who worship Duncan Hines.
Well, Doctor, thank you very much for being with us. That concludes tonight's report. To find out more about McBaby, call 1-800-KID-TO-GO. Good night.
I'm not going to pay a lot for this daycare. No, sir, you won't have to. Not at McBaby. We'll raise your child every day for the price of a ham sandwich. Also, excuse me, sir. There we go. Sorry for the interruption. Now let's get the facts. Regarding the baby's future, will he be blue collar or white?
What do you have in the way of a Phi Beta Kappa?
And don't forget to tune in next week when 15 Minutes examines how instant franchises have affected American traditions.
Oh, Lord, thank you for this bounty, which we better receive within 30 minutes or we don't have to pay for it.
Oh, I'll get it. Mom, Dad, the Thanksgiving pizza is here.
How
nice.
It took me 20 hours to do it, but I drove straight through to Chicago. By 9 a.m. on Monday, I was in front of City Bunk headquarters, sucking on a bottle of Ripple.
Yeah, it was about 9 a.m. I could see his car out front, pointed at the bay window. I didn't think much of it, but I was distracted because my sister Paula was bugging me on the phone.
I realized that the next few moments would determine my life. But then I thought, what life do I have? I've lost 2 wives, my kids hate me, and I'm living with Mom.
Well, actually, I had called Paula because I was still trying to think of the name of that whale in Pinocchio.
Suddenly, it all became clear to me. Sort of like getting higher consciousness after chomping peyote. I realized, I am the little guy. I am the little man.
The police report said he impacted the bay window at about 40 miles an hour.
It was great. Deposit slips were everywhere. It was like a blizzard.
He got out of his car and was dancing around like he was doing the flamenco. He was waving his City Bunk card around and splashing Ripple everywhere.
I felt empowered.
I would have offered to extend him credit to repair his windshield, but...
My card had expired.
Monstro. That's it. The whale's name was Monstro.
Remember City Bunk when you've got to remember the name of that whale.
And once again, we return to Quotation Corner.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, Ask what you can do for your country. John Fitzgerald Kennedy, 1961.
Somebody said, "We prayed for you over there." That was not just because I threw up on the Prime Minister of Japan either. Where was he when I needed him? But I said, let me tell you something. And I say this, I don't know whether any ministers from the Episcopal Church are here. I hope so. But I said to him this, you're on to something here. You cannot be President of the United States if you don't have faith. Remember Lincoln going to his knees in times of trial in the Civil War and all that stuff? You can't be. And we are blessed. George Bush, 1992.